Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The important point was that you got confused with the Born approximation and Born Oppenheimer approximation. Born approximation, here we are talking for the scattering of two particles and how to write the scattering amplitude using Born approximation. While Oppenheimer approximation is the assumption that the electronic motion and the nuclear motion in molecules can be separated. Okay, therefore these two are entirely two different things: Born approximation and Born Oppenheimer approximation. And you are right that Berry phase is a quantum phase effect arising in systems that undergo a slow cyclic evolution, and it is closely related to Born Oppenheimer approximation. Therefore, the concept of Aharonbaum effect is related to Berry phase, and Berry phase is closely related to Born Oppenheimer approximation, while Born Oppenheimer approximation is the assumption that the electronic motion and the nuclear motion in molecules, you can separate them. Okay, therefore this has nothing to do with writing the amplitude is for the scattering of two particles using Born approximation. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, yesterday we had stopped at the point that the scattering amplitude using Born approximation can be written as mu minus mu naught upon 2 pi or minus I kf dot r prime v r prime phi incident r prime dr. Okay, here is the approximation that the potential is weak as well as has got a finite range. Therefore, there is not much modulation in the scatter wave, and we can write approximately to be a wave function, which is generally the wave function for the incident wave. Okay, now this we can write it as minus mu by 2 pi or minus I kf dot r prime
सर
v r.
एच क्रॉस और आएगा सर वो एच क्रॉस और आएगा सर माइनस के
I
म्यू बाय
see.
2 पाई
I have forgotten everywhere H cross because I work in natural units where H cross equal to C is equal to 1. Okay. E equal to mc square is the rest mass energy of the particle. But generally we write E equal to m, and this we do because of the natural unit. Okay. Similarly, P is equal to H cross K. Generally, P is written in terms of this wave number. This is in natural unit. Okay. Therefore, don't stick to twice pi H cross, because in general, when I told you that we should use a volume element twice pi cube, actually it should be twice pi H cross cube. But for all practical purposes, we understand that the thing should be in proper dimension. But instead of writing all the time H cross and C, we put that to be equal to 1. Okay? And then what is my incident wave? Incident wave will be equal I ki dot r prime, and this will be dr prime. And then this will be minus mu by twice pi e to the power I ki minus kf dot r prime vr prime dr prime. and I will call this ki minus kf. Since everywhere I am using prime, I will call it as q prime. Q prime dot r prime vr prime dr prime, where what is q prime?
R minus R dash, sir.
No, see, this will, I assume this ki minus kf, I am writing, that was q, that is why I am using q prime. Q was r minus r dash, but this time I am rechristening a quantity. That quantity is ki minus kf. I am calling it by the name q prime. Okay, that means that is why I am writing here. My q prime is ki minus kf, such that this mod is a square root ki square plus kf square minus 2ki kf cosine theta. Okay, and for elastic scattering, I have told you that E equal to E prime, and E was equal to P square by twice mu, and this means that this is H cross K square by twice mu. In natural units, we write it as Q K square by twice mu, and E prime will be K prime square by twice mu, but instead of k I am calling it by the name ki, and instead of k prime I am calling it by k square by twice mu. But since E is equal to E prime for elastic scattering, therefore the magnitude of ki must be equal to the magnitude of kf, and therefore what I am writing is that magnitude of ki is equal to magnitude of kf, and that is equal to k. Therefore q prime will be equal to k square plus k square minus 2k square cosine theta. That means 2k square minus 2k square cosine theta. When you will take 2k square common, you will have 1 minus cosine theta, and 1 minus cosine theta is 2 sine square theta by 2. Therefore this will be equal to 2k sine theta. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
And then again, what I am going to do, I am going to write this expression in a spherical polar coordinates with the condition that my potential is always spherically symmetric. Okay, when the potential is always spherically symmetric, then what I can do in spherically symmetric potential, I can write this fellow as minus mu by twice pi, 0 to infinity, minus 1 to plus 1, 0 to 2 pi, then e to the power I q prime r prime cosine theta, vr prime r prime square dr prime d cosine theta and d phi. Okay, e to the power I q prime r prime cosine theta, vr prime, and d cube r prime we are writing it as r prime square dr prime d cos theta d phi. Now you see, again, there is no phi dependence. Therefore, this d phi will give us 2 pi. And d cos theta, I will have to take only e power I q prime r prime cos theta into account. Therefore, this I will write it as minus mu by 2 pi into 2 pi from d phi 0 to infinity v r prime is square dr prime times how much? Minus 1 to plus 1 e to the power I q r prime cosine theta. Sorry, I should write it. Cosine theta d cosine. Okay? Is it clear? Now, this integration is again very simple. What it will give you? E to the power q prime r prime cosine theta upon I q prime r prime, limits between minus 1 to plus 1. And that means this will give me e to the power I q prime r prime minus e to the power I q prime r prime by I q prime r prime. Okay? Is it clear? Now, if I multiply here by 2, I can divide by 2, and then I will use e to the power I theta minus e to the power minus I theta upon 2i as sine theta. And that means here it will become sine q prime r prime in the numerator, and 2i will go away because e to the power I theta minus e to the power minus I theta upon 2i is sine theta. Therefore, in my next step, I can write this expression as, I am changing the slide. F theta phi as equal to, check it in your notebooks, 4 pi by q prime 0 to infinity r prime v r prime sine q prime r prime dr prime. Okay, and that means this will be simply 2 minus 2 mu by q prime 0 to infinity r prime v r prime sine q prime r prime dr prime. Then what will be the expression for differential scattering cross section? That will be mod of f theta phi square, and that will be equal to 4 mu square by q prime square mod 0 to infinity r prime v r prime sine q prime r prime dr prime mod square. Okay, therefore this is the master equation for the differential scattering cross section, and the top one gives you the expression for the scattering amplitude.
Scatter.
Okay, therefore the scattering amplitude is the fundamental quantity. Now what I have told you, that this potential Vr prime, since we don't know a macroscopic system from inside, we try to work out with the different form of the potential, and I think I have spoken about it so many times. That means we can have a square well potential, we can have exponential potential. Here the dimension of A will be of the distance, as R is of the distance, so that this exponential will be a dimensionless quantity. We can have a Yukawa type of potential. This is R. This is a parameter that will make this quantity dimensionless. We can have from minus alpha R square. This is known by the name Gaussian potential, where what will be the dimension of alpha? There are two ways of writing it. Either I write this, or I write R square by R naught square, where the dimension of R naught will be of distance, as R has got the dimension of distance. Here alpha will have the dimension of distance minus 2. That means in general we write this will have a dimension of Fermi minus 2, or it will dimension of energy square. Okay, both are one and the same thing, because 0.19733 GeV Fermi, this is equal to 1. Therefore Fermi inverse is related directly to GeV. Or you can have, say, a potential minus V naught by R square. Therefore you can have different type of potential, and then you can try to understand the results of the differential scattering cross section based on these different forms, and try to find out which form of the potential explains very well the experimental data. Okay. Now what I am going to do, I am going to take a few examples. I will not solve all the steps, but I will just work out a few steps to demonstrate how we solve such type of problems. For example, if I am taking VR to be equal to minus V naught, this will be effective in a very short range, and the range of the potential where is less than A. Okay, let me just write it is less than A. Okay, then what will be d sigma by d omega? This will be f theta phi square, and that will be equal to 4 mu square. See, V naught is a constant, a potential of constant depth. Therefore this is constant. Q square 0 to A R sine QR dr. See, we have to integrate over R prime. Therefore instead of calling it by the name R prime, I am calling it by R, and my Q is Ki minus Kf, because now we are doing the problems. Therefore we know that once formalism has got developed in the problem, we can write simply without a prime, with the understanding that what is my Q? Q is 2k sine theta by. Okay, it is given in terms of momentum and the scattering angle. Is it all right? Now you see, d by dr of cos QR is how much? This is minus Q sine QR. Do you agree with me? That means I can write d of cos QR as minus Q sine QR times dr, and this would imply that instead of sine QR dr, I can replace this factor by d cos QR. Okay, and minus sign when I will take outside the mod, we have to forget about it. Therefore, let us just see that 0 to a r, I have to write d cos QR, and this will be r integration of this fellow cos QR 0 to a minus the differentiation of r with s will give you 1, and then again you have to integrate this quantity. That means this will be sine this will be cos QR dr, because d of dr is 1, and otherwise you could have written this as d by dr of r integral cos QR. Class 12th mathematics. Okay, and integral of cos QR dr will be sin QR by q, and when I will take the limit 0 to a, lower limit will vanish because you have sin 0, and this is going to give you, here only upper limit will contribute, because the lower limit when r equal to 0, because of this term it is going to vanish. Therefore this will be a cos qa minus sin qa by q. Where a is the range of the potential, q has got the dimension of, and range of the potential means this is Fermi, this is momentum, energy will be in MeV or GeV, therefore this will be Fermi inverse. You see this is Fermi inverse, this is Fermi. Therefore this quantity inside the parenthesis is dimensionless, the quantity which is inside this is dimensionless. This quantity has got a dimension of Fermi, while this is 1 upon q, that means Fermi minus 1 upon q is GeV, that means Fermi inverse, and that means this has also got the dimension of Fermi. Therefore this is a subtraction of the dimension of Fermis of the same dimension. Therefore this quantity is carrying a dimension of Fermi, distance square. Okay, is it clear to everybody? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you see we had d cos QR as minus q sin QR dr. Since we have used sin QR dr, we replace this sin QR dr as by d cos QR. Besides that, we had 1 by q on the left hand side. Therefore 1 by q inside will become q square outside this mod, and q square with this q square will become q to the power 4. Therefore I am writing on the in the next slide, this will give you d sigma by d omega 4 mu square v naught square upon q to the power 4 a cos qa minus sin qa by q mod. Or if I take q LCM here, this will become aq cos qa minus sin qa, and q outside in the denominator will become q square, and this will become 4 mu square v naught square upon q to the power 6 aq cos qa minus sin qa mod. Try to look at it whether you are convinced or not. Now see, again AQ, dimensionless quantity, QA, dimensionless. Therefore, inside now the mod square, we have dimensionless quantity. What is there in the, what is the dimension outside this mod sign? What will be the dimension of mu? What do you think? What will be the dimension of mu? Anybody?
So dimension of mass, the reduced mass is
That means GV square or MEV square.
yes, sir.
Mass what dimension of V naught? What I have told you, a potential of depth 20 MeV, 40 MeV, 100 MeV. This is the basically the depth of the potential. That means this is also GV square. What about denominator? Q is the momentum transfer. That means it will be of the order of GV, and that means this will be GV to the power 6. Therefore, dimensionally, how much is this? GV minus 2, because GV4 is in the numerator, GV to the 6 is in the denominator, GV minus 2. And what I have told you, that 0.19733 GV Fermi is 1. That means if I have to write GV here, this will become this much of Fermi. On GV minus 2, this will become how much? Proportional to Fermi square. And what is Fermi square? Meter square, centimeter square. Okay, 1 Fermi is 10 power minus 15 meters or 10 power minus 13 centimeters. That means on the right hand side, you have the dimension of centimeter square. What is the dimension of sigma?
Dimension of centimeter cross section.
Centimeter square. Therefore, you see the dimension on the left hand side is the same as the dimension on the right hand side. Is it not? Okay. Therefore, you have got an expression which is correct in dimension, and it is giving you the dimension of centimeter square. And in physics, really, we have to be very particular about the dimension. Now, similarly, you take a Yukawa potential. This is VR is equal to, either I will write it as minus power minus AR by R, or equivalently, this is one and the same thing. What I am telling you, if A is here, this will have a dimension of Fermi inverse, and this will have a dimension of Fermi. Just you have to keep in mind that really Fermi and energy, they are related. Okay, that means again d sigma by d omega will be equal to 4 mu square V naught square upon Q square, 0 to infinity e to the power minus R by R sine QR dr. Okay. And that means ultimately we are supposed to solve this class 12th integral. This we will write it as 0 to infinity minus R by R. Capital R is a constant. This is just a parameter to make it dimensionless. This will become, I can write 0 to infinity minus R by R. This will become e to power IQR minus e to power minus IQR by twice I dr, and that implies that I can write this expression as 1 by twice I outside 0 to infinity e to the power minus 1 by r minus iq r minus 1 over twice I 0 to infinity power minus 1 by r plus iq times r. Am I correct? Now you see, deliberately I have written in such a way that the upper limit, when r will be infinity, this will become minus infinity, and e to the power minus infinity is 0. Okay, therefore this will be equal to 1 by twice I e to the power minus 1 by r minus iqr upon a minus sign 1 by r minus iq minus e power minus 1 by r plus iq times r upon there is a minus sign 1 by r plus iq 0 to infinity. Okay, and in both the cases, for when r is equal to infinity, you are getting power minus infinity, and that will be equal to 0. That means you are only going to get a term when r equal to 0, and when I will take a lower sign, I will have to pick up a negative sign also. Therefore this will become positive and this will become positive, such that when I will rewrite it, I will rewrite it as twice I 1 over 1 by r minus iq minus 1 over r plus iq, and then this is 1 by twice I 1 by r plus iq minus 1 by r plus iq.
सर प्लीज ये वाली बात फिर से एक्सप्लेन करिएगा प्लीज. ये जो
देखो, what I am telling you, that e power minus r 0 to infinity, this will become e power minus infinity minus e power 0. Do you agree with me? And
Yes,
e
sir.
to the power minus infinity is 0, and e to the power 0 is minus 1. Therefore the result is minus 1. Are you getting me?
यस सर.
Therefore the first term is not going to contribute, only the second term is going to contribute, which will give us a minus sign. But there is a minus sign from the integration here. Therefore these two together will make this sign positive, and here also the sign will become positive because only the lower limits are going to contribute, and therefore you have 1 by r minus iq minus 1 by r plus iq, and that when you will take LCM here, this will become in the denominator 1 by r square plus q square. Okay, and that means r 1 by r cancel, 2iq times here in the numerator and 2i in the denominator, 2i will cancel. You will have how much?
Q by 1 by r square plus q square.
1 by r square plus q square. And we know that q is 2k sine theta by 2. Therefore q square will be 4k square sine square theta by 2. Is it not? Now let us go back to our original expression. Okay, of 4 mu square V naught square by Q square. Okay. Therefore, if I go back to the original expression of d sigma by d omega as 4 mu square V naught square by Q square, and then we have from here Q square by 1 by R square plus Q square whole square. Okay. Therefore, Q square will cancel out. You will have 4 mu square V naught square upon 1 over R square plus 4K square sin square theta. Is there any confusion? Please ask me. Now you see, we had e power minus r by r. What I had told you, the dimension of this will be the same as the dimension of this. That means capital R has also got the dimension of distance. This will be distance square in the denominator. That means this quantity will become in the denominator 1 by distance square means Fermi minus 2 plus K square, this is the momentum which will be in GV square, and that means this is also inverse of the distance Fermi minus 2. We are adding quantities of the same dimension, and therefore what is the dimension of denominator? Again, let me write the expression. This was 4 mu square V naught square by 1 by R square plus 4K square sin square theta by 2. This was Fermi minus 2. Numerator mu square is GV square, and GV square means this is Fermi minus 2. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then what we have? What we have?
Sir?
Yes. Yes, please.
Sir, there was also a square over the bracket, sir. 1 by R square plus 4K square sin square theta, the whole square, sir.
Whole
After-
square. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Therefore, this was square, and V naught is the depth of the potential in MEV. This is V naught square. Therefore, this was Fermi minus 2. Okay. Then how much is the dimension?
Sir, it would be dimensionless.
It would be dimensionless. Where we are wrong?
Yes, sir.
We are wrong somewhere. Because it should have a dimension of Fermi square, because on the left hand side this is in centimeter square, that means Fermi square. One dimension I am missing somewhere. This Fermi minus 2 whole square Fermi minus 4, Fermi minus 2, Fermi minus 2. Where is the mistake? Do you have your notes? Please check. Somewhere I am missing a term. VR is e power minus R by R sine QR. For mu square, we know q square was there, but that q square got cancelled. Can you check?
Yes, sir.
This should carry a dimension of Fermi square, but somewhere while I was cancelling the different terms, I have got only this much. Please check it again in your notes, because I don't have with me the papers. Therefore, please check it. And
Yes, sir.
okay, now similarly, this has to be checked. Similarly, you can try with this guy. VR is equal to minus V naught e power minus alpha R square. This is a Gaussian potential. Okay, that means what you are required to solve? RVR sine QR dr. Okay, or if you have, this will be equal to how much? Minus V naught 0 to infinity R e power minus alpha R square sine QR dr. And as we have done in the first example, here also we can write this as, just I am writing a proportionality sign, V naught 0 to infinity d to power minus alpha R square sine QR dr. QR. Simply this much. I can rewrite it as d of e to power minus alpha R square sine QR, and then you have a very simple integration which you are required to solve. Or if I have an exponential potential instead of a Yukawa potential, then I will have something like minus beta R, where beta has got the dimension of Fermi inverse. Then in that case, this will be 0 to infinity minus V naught outside R e to power minus beta R, and this we will again write it as power QR minus e to power minus QR by twice I dr. And then here in this case also, I will write it as how much? Minus V naught 0 to infinity R minus beta minus IQR, and then minus beta plus IQR. Yeah. Okay, just you can with constant factor you can write this in these terms, and again you have to do the integration by parts. Okay, therefore we take only those examples where it is easier to integrate the function, and in all these examples, whether it is a Yukawa potential or exponential potential or Gaussian potential or square wave potential, you can see that really it is easy to obtain the final results. Okay, try to get the final result. How much is the expression for the differential scattering cross section? Now once we have the differential scattering cross section d sigma by d omega, the last task is to obtain sigma, which is equal to d sigma by d omega integrating over all the solid angle, then that means this is equal to d sigma by d omega d cosine theta d phi. That means I should write it as -1 to +1 for cosine theta and 0 to 2 pi over 2 pi. Then numerically, by writing a code, you can solve such problems where you can get total scattering cross section at a given energy or a given momenta for the scattering process. This is how we solve the problem of obtaining cross sections for any given scattering using Born approximation or using a phase shift analysis, or similarly, see the examples which I have taken where we have considered that the energy of the incoming particle is the same as the energy of the outgoing particle, that means the elastic scattering, or we have assumed that the potential is weak, or in the case of phase shift analysis, we assume that energy of the particles involved, the kinetic energy, they are in much smaller than the rest mass or energy of the particle. Now in reality, the energy of the particle can be comparable to the rest mass energy of the particle. Say for example, I am doing proton scattering and I have got 1 GeV kinetic energy of the particle and 1 GeV kinetic energy of the particle and 1 GeV is the rest mass energy of the particle approximately. Therefore these are comparable, or I can have 5 GeV of particle or 10 GeV of particles. These are known as high energy scattering, where the kinetic energy of the particles are quite high. Then in that case, you cannot apply phase shift analysis. Then we move to Eikenall approximation, okay, which is true for high energy scattering of the particles. On Monday, I will discuss Eikenall approximation, okay. We will start at 11 and that will be the second last topic of the discussion, because on Tuesday I have left that topic, Schrodinger picture, Heisenberg picture, and the third one is there are 3 pictures: Schrodinger picture, Heisenberg picture, and
Interaction picture.
interaction picture. Therefore, on Tuesday, I will discuss qualitatively what is the physics behind these pictures. And then as the first assignment, the problem sheet which I will prepare on Sunday, I will ask you to, yes?
Sir, we will get 2 assignment comprising of 70, or we will get 1 assignment.
You will get 2 assignments, 2 for first unit, 1 for first 2 units and another for the last 2 units.
So we will get in gap of between days or consecutively?
At 12 days, 10 to 12 days.
Okay, sir.
Will it be all right to you?
Yes, sir. Just because
Yes,
of the
sir.
pressure of other assignments, sir.
Yeah, that is true. And then you have to appear in the Viva also.
Bye also, sir.
So let us see whether I will make 1 assignment or 2. Let me
Yes,
just
sir.
think about
Yes,
it.
sir.
That depends
sir.
upon what type of problem I'm thinking about. Okay. Now this was
Yes, sir.
for the first time we had a teaching like this on the
Yes, sir.
using laptop and tab, all that. How much you were able to understood the things? If in a scale of 10, if I ask you that how much you were able to digest quantum mechanics, then let me just I will take you your 3-4 minutes. I will start from Abu Hanifah.